Good evening. Welcome to the farm. Tonight I'm getting seed potatoes cut and ready to go into the ground. Always try to get my seed potatoes in and planted by the 17th of March. It's kind of a date my grandfathers and my dad always taught me to go by. A lot of people use Good Friday. My grandfather Brewer, he always planted 300 pounds of seed potatoes. But he had 11 kids to feed and help dig them. I got one, and so it's a little longer for us to dig. Although we are going to use a potato plow this year to get them out of the ground with. I like to cut these at least the night before, sometimes a day if I have the time, but the weathermen have changed the forecast on me again, so I'm trying to get these in the ground in the morning. We're also going to plant some onion sets and some peas in the ground tomorrow. But what I do is cut these potatoes where they've got 2 or 3 of these little nodules or eyes where you can see come these little indentations. Cut them and let them heal. Like I said, overnight they do a little better because usually I get a cold spell after I get these in the ground, and I always think I put them in too early and worry if they're going to come up. But that's what I do. These are certified seed potatoes. I think these are Kennebecks out of Minnesota. Well, I know they're Kennebecks out of Minnesota. That's all I ever plant. But that's pretty much it, getting the potatoes ready for planting. Good evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, good afternoon. Told you I'd get with you this morning to show you about planting my potatoes. Well, God had a way of changing that. Had to go buy a new hoe. Forgot, run over my hoe last year with a tractor, so I got out here this morning and no hoe to work in the garden. It also helps if you got some helpers with you. I got the boss lady there helping me. And I introduced you to Belle the other day. And I didn't introduce Rat. There's Rat. He's got a bone and he's trying to keep it away from Belle. He has no interest in potatoes today, although he was helping me earlier. Got my potatoes started in the ground here this afternoon. Show you what I got here. I plant them about 9 inches apart, about 1.5 inches deep, somewhere in that area. You can see the fertilizer I laid in between them. This is the way my mother and father taught me how to plant them. So I still do it this way. I don't plant them as far apart as my dad did here years ago. Because he used the tractor to cultivate everything, and he wanted them a lot further apart. I didn't like that further apart. To me, it wasted too much ground. And I'll come back through here, hill them up, run the Manis tiller through them, and then probably come back with straw and mulch the aisles, the bulks, and try to keep the weeds down until we're ready to go. Right now I have 4 35-foot rows, and I'm only about half done. So I will get back with you in a few minutes. After I'm done, I'm going to cover these and start laying out more rows. If you notice, my rows ain't real straight. I like it. My dad was all the time joking with me about laying them out straight. But I do it this way, and I figure he's getting a good laugh today for me up in heaven. So we'll be back with you here after a while. Well, I have moved up to garden 1. I planted potatoes out there in garden number 2, also known as the rock garden, as it has a lot of rocks in it that I keep removing. My goal is to get 2 buckets a day out of there. I didn't make it today or yesterday. It was raining yesterday. But I'm going to plant some green onions here. What I've done is raked the bed out of the larger stones and stuff there. Scattered some fertilizer on it. Probably an area maybe 5 by 4. And I'm going to plant some onion sets here this evening before it gets dark. The sun is starting to go down in the evening. On the potatoes, I put in 11 35-foot rows. I probably still have some seed potatoes enough to do probably 2 more 35-foot rows. I'll try and get them in on Saturday, but I wanted to try to get some onions set. If you have noticed there in the trees, my sap collection bags, the sap has stopped running this week. It was 70 degrees here today. It's going to be down about 55 again tonight, and we've had the windows open for the whole week, sleeping with the windows open, and it's been nice. But I'm going to get these onions in, and I'll let you know here we're going here in a few minutes. Well, I'm starting to lose light. It's getting dark here. It's been a long day. Put my onions in over there in that corner. I put out a pound of red onion sets. Once those come up, I'll come back and put some more in. My peas, I don't normally grow peas, but I have some seed from my mother that I think is starting to get old, and I was able to get the ground worked soon enough that I'm putting out a double row of mixed peas and keeping track of which ones I planted where. And I can judge to see. I never did plant them before because they take up some space if you want quantities of it. And I like to can and freeze stuff. And to me, peas just wasn't one of those items. I think I'd have to plant an acre of it to get enough to store away. But I am planting some this year, like I said, because I got the ground worked up and ready, and I have some seed that's getting old, and I thought I would try it. There's my 2 helpers over there, Belle and Rat, and they're winding down for the evening, standing guard over me, making sure nothing gets me. But that's the end of the day. I'll try and update it as the stuff comes up, and maybe make another video this weekend of what we got going on around here. May try and get some more planting done, depending on the weather. I just have to wait and see. Supposed to get nasty here tomorrow evening. But that's just an update here, and you guys have a good evening.